Hi everyone, welcome back to the podcast. Kesav is missing in action. He's MIA. I guess he's still reading the book. He's not done his 20 pages, so I pulled in Krishnan today. He's also part of our team. I think you guys have seen him with him and Karthi in another video on Makkal Page, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I got a comment saying, looks like someone has taken over your channel, hijacked your channel, and there's some newbies on the channel. So this is the newbie, and I thought I'd introduce you guys formally to Krishnan. Krishnan is a young man who has a lot of thought, and we have some interesting conversations, to say the least. It's about philosophy, about physics. He has a wide interest, and he's quite well read, and he's someone who I enjoy having conversations with. So today I thought I'll touch upon something which he always has. He has these dilemmas, he has these problems, and he always come and say, "Sir, what should I do? What should I do?"
It's best to ask. So
So,
most people think it's bad to ask for help,
yeah, I agree.
but asking is the best thing.
No, the best way to learn is to admit that you don't know something and to go ask someone, or anyone for that matter. Like when you don't know directions, will take you to the middle of the village and drop you there, and you wake up, you need to ask somebody, where am I? Where should I go? How should I go? So there's no harm in that. Fortunately, hopefully, you meet someone who's willing to help you and not pushing you into a well. That we have problem. So Krishnan came up when he joined us. He had a major issue. He wasn't really sure what he wanted to do. So why don't you kind of play out what you felt when you joined us, Krish?
So basically, when I joined here, I was stuck in a dilemma about what career path to choose forward. I didn't have a clear-cut idea. Then we had a long conversation. I think I asked you the same question multiple times.
Yes.
At a stretch.
Yes.
And I came to a conclusion where I just decided to do things. I just started to go with the flow. I'll just do things which are in my control as of now, and leave things which aren't in my control to their hands. That's what I tried.
He's right, because and we did even a LinkedIn post about it, which I don't know when this video is coming out, so you guys can go see it and search in my LinkedIn feed and see this post where we spoke about what he exactly said. So we broke it down to the things which he can control and the things which are out of his control. And things like the past, the future, even the result of what you're doing is not in your control.
Yes.
Other people's opinion, their attitude towards you, not in your control. How people feel about you and what people think of you is not in your control.
Yes.
And that was something which was really something plaguing him a lot. He did spend a lot of time, because his initial desire, which he's not telling you because he's rather shy, was he likes helping people. His nature is such that when he started his job, before he came and joined us, he tried doing his own company, and he was trying to find his way through life. He's created his own company and his own venture, and it didn't go very well. So he closed it down and he joined us. And in that effort was he wanted to help people. He has a certain calling, a social service calling, I would say, and it gives him great joy in helping someone out, anybody out. Am I right in that?
Yes, sir. I think personally, in my opinion, I think empathy is the best qualities everyone should have. Sir.
Yeah.
So, and I have this strong, I don't want to call it a hatred, but I have
Aversion.
this thing, aversion towards inequality in everything. So,
Injustice.
yes, sir. So I just wanted to help a lot of people.
Yeah.
But I couldn't find a path.
Yeah.
So,
and I understand that. Having empathy is a fantastic thing. But you know what the problem with empathy is?
No, sir.
People confuse empathy with sympathy.
Happens.
Being sympathetic to something is different from being empathetic to something. Being empathetic is what? What do you think empathy is? And what is the difference?
I don't think if I can say the right answer or wrong.
No,
answer,
there's no right or wrong.
But in my opinion.
Yeah, it's all my opinion too.
Yes, sir. So
we're talking something so subjective that can't be right or wrong.
Yes, sir. Exactly, sir.
So don't worry about it.
So
I'm not going to call you out and say you're wrong. I'm not Anand, so
sir, no. Even if I'm wrong, you should call me out at times.
Of course. But
So-
there's this subject matter, there is no right or wrong. So you don't have to worry about it.
Happens.
So what is empathy and sympathy difference?
Sir, being empathetic, in my opinion, is understanding the other people's emotions. That's what I think empathy is. If someone is struggling in front of you, and if someone doesn't have a way to go, even if I don't have a way to go. Maybe I think I'm explaining sympathy or not. Even if I don't have a way to go, I'll try to sort them out. So that's what I think empathy is.
Well, I would say empathy is more holistic in the sense that you try to see the entire picture. Okay.
Okay.
It's like what Krishna says in the Gita to Arjuna. Arjuna suffers much like you do.
Yes.
Right? He throws his bow down and he says, I can't kill my own cousins.
Yes,
I can't go around killing my own uncle, my own teacher. How can I go fight against him? That's when Gita starts.
Yes, sir.
So he says, don't worry about it. Let me explain this to you. This world is full of everything. War and people suffering. Suffering is part of this world. You cannot have happiness without sorrow or loss. You cannot have something without the negative being there. It's opposite of the coin. The whole concept of yin and yang is that. To understand that is to be empathic, to have empathy. Meaning, you allow the person to go through their journey. It's their process.
Yes.
But sympathy is when you try and involve yourself.
Yes. Maybe that's what I'm doing. Thinking that
Yeah.
is empathy.
That's when the things will go out of your control. Empathy is in your control. Being sympathetic, things start going out of your control. Right? For an example, the guy in the road comes and begs you for, when you're going on your bike, he comes and begs you. You're ready to give him 50 rupees. You can only give him the 50 rupees. But what he decides to do with that 50 rupees
It's
is
not in
your
my control. Yes, sir.
You would like to take it further and tell him what to do with that 50 rupees.
Yes, sir.
That's when it becomes a problem. Your thing should stop at the capacity of, okay, I give 50 rupees. I was having this argument with Shashwat. He was saying government should give more, do more, like what he was saying. And he's saying for poor people, should give them cash in hand. I said, okay, fabulous. We're going under the Radhakrishnan bridge. I said, there are 100 homeless people here. I said, they all eat in the potikada down the road. Right? I infuse 100 rupees in everyone's hand today. What will happen? You tell me what will happen.
So the potikada will go out of business probably.
No. All those guys will go to the potikada.
Okay.
They'll drive up cost.
Yes.
There will be an inflationary pressure on all the services they were using. The potikada guy maybe was buying idli for 50 paise and he was selling it for 2 rupees. Now he sees everyone demanding his 100
Idlis for a much higher price.
So he raises price 3, 4 rupees, 5 rupees, 6 rupees.
Inflation happens.
Yeah. So then that 100 rupees you gave has not solved the problem. It's only compounded it and made it bigger.
But can we give the money to the potikada and
where
give free food? Will that work out?
See, that's where I want you to think about this. There are things which are there in your control. Your response, your self-awareness, like, you know, what you do, how you treat, how you talk to yourself, all that is in your control, your belief. But when you step out of that realm of Krishna and you start going and trying to interact with the world, things are not in your control. And every single action which you take has a ripple-on effect. And being aware of that is empathy.
Yes. So, this video is turning into a Bhagavad Gita lesson for me, actually. But
see, that's a funny thing.
Isn't it hard to accept?
No. It's not hard to accept. What is hard is you. The problem is not the issue here. It is you accepting the problem as a solution. In maths, it happens.
Just like the term which is trending right now, Delulu is my solulu. But
yeah,
isn't a problem?
I'll tell you something. What Krishna finally tells Arjuna, in gist of it, is I created all of this.
Yes, sir.
I created what? You are like my play toys. I'm sitting and playing with you guys. Who are you to think you have an ego? I created you, man. You think I'm God. He tells this to Arjuna. I'm not telling you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I get it.
Okay, I'm paraphrasing. He says, you think I'm God, right? He understands like yes. He shows him Vishwarupa and he's like, oh, God, my God. So I see the whole universe. Great. So now you agree? He's like, yeah. So I created you, right? He's like, yeah. So what's this question of you? Who's this you? You don't exist. The question of you only arises if you exist.
Yes.
It's like, imagine this microphone suddenly has a consciousness and says, I'm a microphone. And you look at it and imagine every single cell in your body suddenly wakes up tomorrow morning and says, I'm an individual. It's crazy. That's what you're suffering.
Yes, sir.
When this whole planet is one ecosystem, all this what's happening on this planet is part of that ecosystem.
Okay.
When you look at it like that, your vision of this world should change. I'm not saying you cannot do charity. I'm not saying you cannot help. but help without you being present in the help. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. But there is a little part where it goes out of our control. There is a scary thing.
There is no control.
Isn't that
The
a scary
control
thing?
itself is a concept that doesn't exist.
No.
All the control lies within you. All the things, as soon as it steps out of your skin, it's not in your control. This is true in investing.
Yes.
Right? The problem with the investors is, especially people like Kesar, is when they put 100 rupees in ITC, they think they're doing something, they're controlling something. They're not. They cannot control the stock price moving up and down. They can't control anything. And because of this notion they think they can control, leads to anxiety, leads to stress. For you, it's in social service. You think you can control, you think you can help people. You can't. You can only do what you do and leave it. What happens from what you do is not in your control. You can go tell some kids, hey guys, you should go to school.
Yes, sir.
That's it.
If they are studying or not isn't.
It's not in your control. If they go to school, it's not in your control. How do you know by going to school they're going to become Abdul Khan? You don't know that. They can become narcos also. It's not in your control. If I told you, take you back in time, and I take you to the middle of Germany, Austria, and I show you this little boy walking down the road, and I give you a knife and say, kill him. You'll be like, sir, what's wrong with you? I say, that guy's going to become Hitler.
Yes, sir. But
Will you be able to?
no, sir.
You know everything.
Yes, sir.
You can't act. That's what I mean. That's what Krishna talks in the Gita. The problem is you, and you thinking that you control.
Maybe acceptance and ignorance
You only have acceptance. Ignorance is also not there.
isn't part of
Yeah.
our life.
You can't become ignorant. Once you've opened your eyes, you can't shut your eyes.
Yes, sir. Exactly.
Because you know now. So you're better off accepting. Some people like to imagine that. They like to pretend to sleep like Keshav does. He'll roll over and he'll pretend to sleep. They said, don't wake me up, sir. I like to still imagine I'm 18 years old. Doesn't work like that. It's unfortunate. You can be empathetic towards that. Can't change that.
Okay.
Well, anyway, I picked Krishnan's brain a little more than I intended to. I think I've sent him down a rabbit hole, which is going to take a couple of hours to come out of. I do hope you found this conversation interesting and it gave you some food for thought in your own lives. And this is true in all aspects of life, just not in terms of what he's trying to do, help people out. It's true in investing. It's true in everything you do. It's like, why do we wear seatbelts? My son will always keep saying, Dada, you drive very carefully. Why should I wear a seatbelt? I'm like, yes, I might drive very carefully. You might drive very carefully. But everybody else on the road, there's no guarantee they're driving carefully. So that's why we wear a seatbelt. So same thing applies when you think about doing with empathy, thinking about yourself as a person. Think about what is really in your control and what is really out of your control. When you understand what is in your control and out of your control, it will definitely lower your anxiety and fears in life much lower. This is what Buddha was talking about. This is what Krishna was talking about. I think this is what all great prophets were talking about. Thank you for watching the podcast, and I'll see you in the next one with Keshav soon. Bye.
Thank you.